There's sort of two principles that drive the fluctuation of the system. Okay? There's the principle of scarcity and the principle of elasticity. Okay? The principle of discipline and the principle of elasticity. And I'll write these principles. So I'll call it the scarcity of ultimate money is one principle that we have to keep our eye on. Okay, that the top of the pyramid, okay, there's only so much gold in the world, okay, and it's scarce, okay, and that's an ultimate disciplining sort of feature of the system. Okay? But counterposed to that is the elasticity of derivative credit. I'm calling it derivative because it's a promise to pay money. It's not itself money. It's denominated in money, but it is not itself money. That's also to get you used to the notion of derivative, so that when we start talking about swaps and things like that, you aren't freaked out. You realize that we're already talking about derivatives in some way. These are the two principles, and essentially this fluctuation at every time scale is like a fluctuation from one extreme to another. So in a crisis, the principle of discipline smacks you, okay? And it says, nope, this is money, this is not discipline, okay? And in a boom, elasticity. And it's like, well, everything's money, you know, and it's great, okay? Why is this? It's because credit, the principle of elasticity, credit, if you and I agree, make an agreement, like I'm gonna buy this thing from you and I'm gonna owe you for it. I'm gonna write you a little promise to pay, and I owe you. Okay? End of story. We can do that transaction. The scarcity of gold has nothing to do with it, right? We're not using gold, we're using credit. So individual people at the same level in the system can expand the credit without any constraint of the ultimate money, if they're just willing to do that, if they're willing to do business with each other. So the principle of elasticity is real in that way. On the other hand, I cannot, by anything I do, increase the quantity of currency. You know, that's above me. I can't, my liabilities are not currency, your liabilities aren't currency, we're down here, okay? We can increase credit at our level, but we can't do it above. Now, if banks help us, okay, we can increase, they may help us and we can increase the money supply. You know, our credit expansion leads to credit expansion further up if they help us. And if the central banks accommodate, that can lead further up too. So there's these two principles. There's discipline at the top and there's elasticity at the bottom, and there's always this balance between them. And that shows up in prices, and it shows up in output, it shows up in the fluctuation. There's this shifting balance between the ultimate scarcity and the ultimate elasticity, and that's a way to understand the fundamental instability of credit, okay? That it's moving from one extreme to another, okay? And that has good features and bad features. What I'm emphasizing right now, here at the beginning, is that it has fact features, okay? This is the world we're trying to understand, okay? And assuming away this feature of it, just because it makes the math easier, okay, is not going to get us closer to reality. It's going to get us farther from reality. So we want to embrace this feature of the system front and center. This is the way it actually works. This shifting back and forth between emphasis of these two principles also shows up in monetary theory. Okay. Somebody yesterday, last lecture, asked me, what school do I belong to, or something like that. What kind of economist am I? Okay. What I want, and I was sort of unwilling to answer that, or I told you who my ancestors are, and that sort of thing. What I now want to point out, I had in mind this, what I'm going to say now, which is that you can build a theory of money around either one of these principles. Okay? So you could have monetarism, in some sense, you could understand as a theory that's built around the scarcity of ultimate money. Okay? There's something called the currency principle. There are whole classes of monetary theory. Oops, not currency price, currency principle. And there's a whole classes of monetary theory that build from the opposite side, emphasizing the elasticity, banking school, banking principle. Okay? This is where my study, as I told you last time, in the history of monetary thought sort of helps me out, because I can see that there are these two sorts of beginning points in trying to understand the monetary system. Some people start from here and try to then add up, build up. Some people start from here and try to build down. Okay? Sometimes one of those theories seems right, okay, because we're in a time in the world when the scarcity of ultimate money is the key. Okay? Then it seems like monetarism is right. Okay? Sometimes we're not. And we're in a time when elasticity is the issue. Okay? And this is true domestically. This is true internationally. You're going to see these words later on in the course. Metalism versus chartalism. Okay? The currency principle versus the banking principle. Okay? This debate between these 2 points of view is forever, in monetary thought. There's always a debate between people who are approaching from this angle or from this angle. And so just as I said, at any moment in time, the system is characterized by this balance. How much discipline, how much elasticity. It swings, but at any particular moment, it's more discipline than more elasticity, or the other way around. The same is true of fads in monetary theory. Okay, there's swings back and forth. Okay, that the monetarists are ascendant when it seems like we need more discipline. Okay, the Keynesians are ascendant when it seems like we need more elasticity. It swings back and forth. Okay, and that can give observers of this the impression that economists are kind of fickle. Okay, or that they don't know anything. Why can't they just agree which of these theories is right? Okay, what I'm showing you, what I'm trying to suggest to you, is that both theories are right. These opposing theories are right, that they're each capturing something true about the nature of the system, but not the whole truth of the system. In order to understand the whole truth of the system, we have to embrace opposites, okay, and understand that it actually has both of these dimensions to it, okay, that neither one has the whole truth, but neither one is completely wrong either, okay. So that's why I'm uncomfortable about saying, oh, I'm a monetarist. No, I'm a Keynesian. No, I'm embracing the fluctuation of theory, the fluctuation of practice. The world is like this, back and forth. Our theories need to be like this too. They need to be flexible and adapting and thinking, what is the issue right now? Is the issue that we have too much scarcity, or is the issue that we have too much elasticity? And where in the system is it too much of this, and where in the system is it too much of that? And that leads to much more, I think, healthy policy dialogue.